I see incredible backstories wasted all the time because players don't do this one thing, and I think Matt Colville in one of his live streams explained this concept the best.
If all you're going to do is what's on the page, well, then why are we working with you? Right? You got to take what's on the page and do something with it, right? You have to take what's on the page and, as my friend Phil says, you got to plus it.
Notice what the guy said. Take what's on the page and plus it. If you write a D&D character's backstory, you have to add to it in the game. Now, some players are going to be sitting there thinking, I mean, duh, Colin, that's why we play the game. They're going to go through new experiences, do new things, blah, blah, blah. This happens naturally. And to that I say, the experiences your character goes through are not your character. It's what your character believes and how they think, how they operate. That is your character. If your character is functionally the same at the start of a D&D campaign and the end of a D&D campaign, then you don't have a three-dimensional character. Your character has not undergone an arc. Let me explain it to you this way. Across the entirety of the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Tony Stark has appeared on screen for about 6 hours. Think back to the first Iron Man movie and that Tony Stark, then look at Endgame and that Tony Stark. Are they the same character? No, no one in their right mind would say Tony Stark and Iron Man is the same person. I mean, yes, they share the same name, they're both geniuses, they've gone through different experiences, but the original Tony Stark would not make the sacrifice play, as Captain America says in the first Avengers movie, and Tony Stark at Endgame is the one willing to make the sacrifice. That is plussing what is on the character sheet. That's growing your character in a new and interesting way. That's what I mean by plussing the character. They need to have a markable character change, which makes them different from the previous iteration of the character. One of the biggest hurdles I see players have with this is they say, well, my character wouldn't do that, or my character is this. And sometimes that makes me want to jump out of the closest window, because you are in control of your character. And there's a difference between doing something out of character and making a decision to grow your character. Making a decision to add in a new facet. If your character starts off as selfish at the beginning of the campaign, you shouldn't throughout the campaign say, well, my character wouldn't do that because they are selfish. If there's a situation where you feel, oh, this is a time when my character could grow, or this is a time where it would be beneficial for them not to be selfish, then go for it. You can use that moment as a building block to grow their character into someone who's not selfish, maybe someone who's generous. The problem comes in when it's completely out of left field, or it's not a big enough event to justify the change. If your character is quote-unquote selfish and a random beggar on the street asks for some gold and they drop 50, 60, 70 pieces of gold in the beggar's hand, that might be a little out of character. But if it's the emotional climax of an arc, that has narrative weight. Those situations of high intensity, of great drama, are great instances to grow character. So don't limit the plussing of your character just because in that moment you're like, I don't want to change what was originally on my backstory. That's your original backstory, your original vision with the character. Let it grow, let it change. Everyone in life changes and grows as people. We evolve with the contexts that are around us. If the context around your character changes and they are in a different environment than where they started, it's actually doing a disservice and being unrealistic to the character to not have them change and grow. Add to the damn backstory, players. So we have that out of the way, but now you might be thinking, well, I want to grow my character. I want to expand them, but I'm having a hard time figuring out where to do that or even how to do that. And that's fine, I can work with that. So let me give you 3 methods you can use to plus your characters.
Hey everyone, before continuing with the video, I just want to give a shout out to the channel's affiliate and sponsor, Only Crits. Only Crits is an online store that specializes in dice sales and 5e adventure modules. They also carry in stock dice trays and other assorted D&D accessories. I personally love their spell scroll dice trays and their duck dice. I mean, look guys, they're ducks in dice. If that's not gonna sell you, I don't know what is. They also have other little small friends like chickens or pandas. If you're looking for a fun one-shot, I'd recommend The Emperor's End, or if you're looking for a full adventure, I'd recommend The Mountain Killer. It's a short adventure only running from levels 4 to 6, but it packs a lot of epic adventure and mystery in those short 3 levels. And it's set up so that you can drag and drop this plot into your homebrew adventures really easily. I've got an affiliate link in the description below, and if you enter the code DUNGEON, you will get a discount on your order. If you want awesome dice, accessories, or adventure modules, check out my friends at Only Crits. And now, back to the video.
Method 1. Add in a new ideal or flaw to your character. Located in the player's handbook, thinking of your character in terms of ideals and flaws is a powerful tool in creating a 3-dimensional character to play. Adding a new ideal could be something like honesty. Perhaps after being caught in a lie, your character begins to realize that they want to be an honest person. By adding this new ideal, it can help influence all your future roleplay. And on the other hand, due to an adventurer's life being so stressful, it's natural that they might take on a few flaws as they look into the abyss and the abyss looks back. Perhaps after clearing out a mind flayer colony and having to get a tadpole removed from their brain, your character's a bit shaken up and so they turn to gambling or alcohol. They gain a new addiction flaw. From there you can go on an entire arc confronting this new flaw. It gives your character a lot more depth, and it makes the situations that you partake in have meaning. But now on to the second method, nuancing an idea. This is taking an opinion or stance your character has and giving it more depth. Usually this takes a very large idea, like all goblins are evil, and making it more specific over time. So let's take that idea, all goblins are evil. Well, maybe after learning more about goblins, the idea becomes all goblins from the Bone Crusher tribe are evil. And then after a time, after meeting some of these Bone Crusher goblins and realizing some of them aren't that bad, it goes to some goblins from the Bone Crusher tribe are evil. And finally, towards the end of the campaign, you start to learn all about the leader of the Bone Crusher tribe, what they've done to the culture, and you finally nuance the idea into the leader of the Bone Crusher tribe of goblins is making the goblins do evil things. With each level of nuance added, you are naturally adding more to your own character, because they are having to take in new concepts and ideas in order to make those jumps. Evolving the initial idea is one of the most powerful things you can do to create a 3-dimensional dynamic character. And my final method is to simply make a new friend. Seriously, this freshens up many stale characters. And if you want the world to feel more alive, just try and make a friend. Go out of your way to grow a friendship with another party member or NPC over the next few sessions. And from there, let things grow naturally. Friendships are great springboards for building character. But all these tips kind of fall flat if you don't already have a great character backstory behind it. So that's why you have to check out this video right here where I give you my best character backstory tip. Seriously, it's going to change the way you make backstories. And thank you for entering the dungeon.